Hey guys, hello and welcome back guys to Green Pips FX. And on today's video guys, I'll be basically talking about this little trick called following price. Now, let's see how that is done. So currently we're on the pound USD on the 4-hour, right? So if we look at the trend on the 4-hour chart, you realize that we have ourselves a bullish trend, right? We can see that price has been constantly creating high highs and higher lows, right? You can see a break of structure, a high right there, a higher low, right? A break of structure again, a high, a higher low, right? Another break of structure, a high, a higher low, right? And then we have ourselves now the most current break of structure right here, which formed this high here that came from this low here. So technically we're simply in a range between that high and this low, and all we need to see, right, is price coming down, making a lower high, and then coming back up to take out this high here and creating a new high. Now with that being said, so I'm technically not a swing trader, so I don't use the 4-hour chart to take my trades. However, I am a day trader, so I like using the intraday time frames to take my entries. However, we do use the 4-hour chart to give us the overall direction in price, right? So we know that our overall direction in price is technically bullish, but till then, right, we need to see we need to have an understanding in some few concepts, particularly being supply and demand. So from the rule of supply and demand, right, so we have ourselves a demand zone, right, and from that demand zone we need to see price reaching into it, doing that mitigation, and from there price can now confirm and go bullish to take out this high and create a high. Now until price reaches this area here, right, as day traders, right, we can't just sit back and not trade. So what we can do is roll back to the intraday time frame and see what can we do with this particular price action being formed at the moment, right? So what we can see in the intraday time frame is something like this, right? So I can just redraw this, just fix it, right? And then go back to the 30-minute chart. Now from the 30-minute chart, we'll see, so price came in and so let me apply some proper drawings in here, right? So we had this high, we had this low here, and then we had this high here. Now so let's zoom in and see what was happening here. So we can now see that price created a high, right? But this high here, right, came from this low here. Well, technically this wasn't a high, it was just a liquidity sweep, right? So the high that we're going to be focused on is pretty much this one here, rather than this wick. So there, and then we have ourselves a high here. Okay, so from this high, price comes in and creates this low, and from this low, price comes bullish and fails now to break this previous high, ending up leaving just a wick here, right, to signify that liquidity has been taken. Okay, and after that taking of liquidity, right, we now see price going back down and breaking this low here. So we now see that price comes down and breaks structure bearish. Okay, so we can now just put this into a straight line and see where did that break of structure actually happen. So there we are. So this, yeah, we'll just name it as our change of character from bullish to bearish, of course, in the intraday time frame, meaning that the pullback is now active and being done, right? Okay, so price comes down and creates this low here, this particular low here, but this low came from this high right here. So technically we're pretty much ranging from this high, from this high here to this low here, right? And all we need to see is price come up into an area of supply, of course, and then from there we can now go bearish with the chart. Now, of course, that's precisely what happened in here, right? We had some pretty good sells in here, right? So price came in into an area of demand here. I believe it was like the 3-minute chart, right? Does a very potential area of supply, and from there price came down and then made this SMS right here, a short market structure as confirmation, and we took some pretty good sells in here and targeted this low here. But Okay, we're not talking about that particularly. We're just following what price is doing, right? So you can see now I'm just following what price is showing me, right? I'm not looking I'm not looking to force anything like a demand, like a demand, right? I'm not looking to force anything to buy, right? I'm just following what price is doing. What is price showing me, right? That's technically what I am doing. Okay, now from there, okay, so we can just remove these, right? Boom. All right. Now, from there, price created now a lower low, right? By taking out this low here, and this lower low came from this high here, right? Okay. So this is the high that created the low. Now, of course, I was just looking for price to come back, of course, into an area of supply, and from there trade off that area and target this low here. However, we didn't get this entries in here. Why? Because I was looking at this area here as my potential area of supply, and price never got there. But it's okay. If price leaves you, then you'll get a sometime, right? Like I said, we're not forcing anything, right? We're not forcing to trade from here, right? There's no reason for me to trade from there, right? So I have my area there. If price comes in and does this, right, then I'll definitely have my entry, and I'll definitely make a ton of money in here, right? But if price comes in like it did, price comes in short and then leaves, then no problem, right? I didn't gain anything, but of course I didn't lose anything. That's the beauty of just following price and being patient as a trader. Now, what happened is price now came in and broke this low here and formed a lower low. Now, upon forming this lower low, right, so this was the NFP news, right, price, this low came from this high here. So what we had in mind, of course, in the Green Pips FX Academy was that price was, the same thing, right? We're expecting for price to reach into an area supply and then trade off from there and target the lows. Now, okay, so we had, just gonna remove that and put in a proper boom, right? So we had a high and a low, right? A low right here. Okay, so this is where our range was based from, right? So we were currently ranging, okay, so I'm gonna pull this a little bit out, right? Then I'm gonna use this again right here. So this was the overall range, right? From the high to the low. And my area of supply was, of course, the last buy to sell right here, right? Now, as you can see, so price comes in, right? So I mean, like I could just do this and show you how we do this just for educational purposes, right? Boom, right there. Okay, so there we have it, right? We have a high and a low, and we're just sitting patiently waiting for price to do what we want to see price does, right? So what we're waiting for is pretty much an indication of price going bullish, right, within a lower time frame, and then from there we need to see that change of bullishness to bearishness, and from there we can now get our entries and go lower from there. Or we could just use the simple entry schematic, which is the risk entry schematic, right? By just setting up an entry here, right? A sell entry there and targeting the lows, right? But of course, when we're targeting this low, right, this is our first next liquidity run area. Right, you need to understand this, that this is our first and next liquidity run area. However, we do have the higher time frame targets, right, which is pretty much this overall low here, this order block here, from which we want to see price reach into. So of course we're going to manage our trade accordingly by taking partials throughout the way, but this is going to be our first partial area, and from that area there we can now look to hold the remaining positions, or the remaining percent of the overall trade, right, to hold price. If price wants to reach here, then we can be a part of this whole move down here. Now, okay, so that was just a risk management tip, of course. Now, let's see what price does, right? So this is what we have, right? Okay, so let's let's play price out, right? So we can do this now. Okay. Okay, so we can see that price is, pretty much ranging, right? So price is still creating a range, right? Okay, so we have from this low here to this high here, right? So we have this as a range, right? And we know that from I mean, like above any and below, above and below any range is what is liquidity. So technically we have buy side liquidity there, and of course we have sell side liquidity down here. Now, since this is a bearish trend, then the most probable thing that price would do is come up and take this buy side liquidity first, and then come down to take this sell side liquidity later, which will then act as fuel to drive this price even lower, right? That's what price does in terms of analysis, right? And you know, this is no financial advice of any sort. This is highly perspective based, and you know, it's based on my perspective, of course. So anything you do in your own account is pretty much your responsibility, not mine, right? Mine is what I'm doing on this chart here. Now, so let's play price out and see if our analysis is correct or not. Now, mind you, what I'm not doing, right? What am I not doing? I'm not doing supply, right? Supply, you know, and I'm not just placing trades here, right? I'm not just placing trades here. I'm not forcing any trades in this area, guys, right? I'm not doing this. I'm just sitting patiently waiting for price to reach my area here of supply. If it reaches, I mean, if it comes up here and takes my entry and then go bearish, fantastic, right? If it just wants to come and end up here and then going downwards, then it's great, right? I'm not gonna gain anything, but I'm also not gonna lose anything, right? That's the beauty of being patient. Now let's play price out and see what price does, right? So there we are, and now we can just play this out. Now you can see price is, you know, price is faking to leave, right? Price is technically faking to leave, right? But it's not leaving, right? It's not leaving, and at this point here, people are already forcing dumb trades in here, right? People are already forcing dumb trades in here, right? They see this as a breakout structure, and they already want to sell, right? You can see this sell wick in here, right? This is people, dumb money, dumb traders, retail traders, right? Forcing sell trades, right? But smart money are not done with the buys, right? They still have their orders here. They force price up, so price comes in, takes my entry, and there it goes, right? So this is today's entry, and it's a fantastic entry, guys. So there we are, right? So this is, so we can just play price till the end. I believe that's where it is. We can now just cancel this. So there we are, right? So this is live price action right now, and this is my trade. So the first trade has actually okay, so do I have two of these in here? No, I believe it's on the same ones. Okay, so boom, right? So now my first take profit target has been hit and partials have been taken. What I'm looking to do is just hold this trade now towards this area here. However, what am I looking for next, right? I'm just technically looking for price to come all the way back here, right? If price wants to do this, then it'll be fantastic, right? I'm looking for price to come here, right? So I can just remove this for now, right? So this is what I'm looking at, right? I'll be looking for price to come in here, right? And then give me the same confirmations to go bearish with and target this low first, and then this area here secondly, right? Now, however, price can simply just end up here, right? And then leave. Of course, I won't gain anything, but I will also not lose anything. And this is the idea and where the success of a patient trader comes from. With that being said, guys, I hope you picked up a thing or two. I really hope this video was very informative to you. And if it was, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't. Turn that bell button off notifications. And if you're looking for a broker to trade with, guys, Mugen Markets is the solution for you. The link is in the description below. Make sure you go to that link, open your demo account or your live account, and trade with Mugen Markets. Have fun, guys. Peace.